the models get lengthy on these three exercises. So I'm going to show it to you both ways. You'll kind of see why keep, change, flip works so much easier. The first thing you have to do with these fractions is you have to make a common denominator, which is what? Gus? You could, if you multiply the denominators together, you'll get 24, but you got to try to come up with something smaller because you really don't want to make a number line that's too long. You'll run out of space. There is a common denominator less than 24. George. Yeah, 12 is what you should have chosen. So your 5/6 becomes 10/12. And what does 1/4 become? Patrick. 3/12. Okay. Number line, starting with 0. I know I need at least, I'm going to need at least 10/12. I'm actually going to need, as you'll see, 12 out of 12. So I'm going to count. Here's my 0, 1/12. And then if you want at this point, you don't have to put the denominator. You can count just numerator since they're all in 12. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll mark that. 11 and 12. And I'm just going to count by numerators here. And then I'll connect my line. All right, everything's now set up. I am going to, where do I need to go? What's my end point or my destination? 8. Yes, I'm going to signify that with a dotted line, and I'm leaping by how much? Peter. Okay, so here's the leap process. There's 1, 2, 3 still doesn't get me there. 4 gets me past where I need to go. First leap, 2, 3, and I know it's going to be 3 and something. What should that fractional leap be? Mike. Take a look. Close. Here's 1. So we know it's 1 out of something. Count with me. 2. 3 and 1/3 is our answer. Okay? Did you get 3 and 1/3? Let's prove it with keep, change, flip. Diggs. Fix. Okay, here's how you can check it with keep, change, flip. We don't need a common denominator with keep, change, flip. We're going to use the original fractions. We keep 5/6 exactly the same. Doesn't change. Change division to, say it, multiplication. Which we're going to use as a dot. I don't know. I know I've been showing it to you a little bit on and off. Don't use X anymore for multiplication. You're going to see it more frequently. This dot means multiplication. Especially when we get into Module 3, when we talk about algebra, we don't use the X anymore for multiplication at all. And we're going to flip 1/4 and make it what? Caitlin? 4/1. And now I'm just going to multiply my numerator times my numerator, which is 5 times 4, which is 20. And 6 times 1 is 6. And I have an improper fraction, so I got to change it back into a mixed number. 6 goes into 20 how many times at least? Ryan? It goes 3 times. That's going to make 18. And we have a remainder of 2/6. But look, 3 and 2/6 can be reduced to 3 1/3. So keep change flip confirms our answer. So after we've converted, for number 2, after we've converted our mixed numbers into an improper fraction and found a common denominator of 14, I have this really, really long number line up to 21/14, which is kind of what we're going to need. Our destination is 18/14. That's this fraction here. Make my dotted line. And I have to leap in 7/14. There's 1. There's 2. And now you'll see why we need 21/14, because you have to add another 7 to that. It's going to be a fractional leap, so we have 2 and something. And then I think it's actually 2.5 right down the middle. Let me check. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of something. Might be 7s. 5, 6, 7s. It's 2 4/7. How many of you got that one right? Oh boy, why? How about, did you get it 2 4/7 when you did keep change flip? All right, let me do keep change flip and tell me if you got it right and keep change flip. When you do a mixed number into an improper fraction, you got to do that first and keep change flip. I can't make 1 2/7 1 and 7/2. Don't do that. You have to change it into an improper fraction first. I'm going to keep 9/7 as is. I'm going to change division to multiplication. And I got to turn 1/2 upside down to 2/1. Multiply, and you get 18/7. 7 goes into 18 2 times, with 4 left over, and it's 2 4/7. Be honest, how many of you got 2 4/7 when you did keep change flip? I just have to get an idea of how many of you still need more practice with this. That's not a huge percentage. We're going to have to practice it. If you didn't get it, see if you can identify where your mistakes are. Maybe you didn't change it to an improper fraction first. Find out where your error was, because lesson 8 is all keep change flip, and you're going to have mixed numbers that you have to deal with. If you thought the number line for number 2 is long, wait till you see number 3. You got to make 26 lines in order for this to work. And you know what? I'm not going to do it. Let's go right to keep change flip. Okay? Only because we don't have time, and I want to give you time to start 8. But here's how it works with KCF. 2 1/2, change it to an improper fraction first. It's going to make 5/2. Our second fraction, before you flip it, 1 times 8 is 8 plus 5 is 13/8. Check that first. Let's always do that first. Don't try to do everything all at once. Change it into your improper fractions, then do keep change flip. Keep 5/2 is 5/2. Change division to what? Just say it, guys. Which is now a dot. That's your multiplication. Look how nice that dot is. That's a good looking dot. And 13/8 becomes what? Hello? Crickets. Ryan. 10 over 13. Multiply across. 40 over 26. Can't leave it as 40 over 26 though, because it's top heavy. It's an improper fraction. Just got to change it back into a mixed number. 26 goes into 40 once. Only once. With 14 left over. How many have 1 and 14? 26. It actually can be reduced. They're both divisible by 2. 14 and 26 are both divisible by 2. So you make it 1 and 7/13. That's what it is simplified. If you leave it like this, I would be okay with it. Eventually, though, down the road, when I ask you to simplify all fractions for a quiz or a test, you would lose some credit if you don't simplify it. Busy, busy. Okay, let's do 8.